So you're watching an open spot. What's the red flag that would make you not book them? And the common answer to that question was if they get a volunteer out of the audience. This is for open spots. What's the red flag? That was the most common response from 35 people on the survey. If they get a person out of the audience, that's a no.
Yeah. Some of the criticism that I've heard from it is you're meant to entertain them. They're not meant to be your, I think it's okay to do it a bit. It was actually Peter Buckley Hill. He says, people don't like it. Don't do it. Don't pick on the audience. And he said that crowd work is the curse of comedy, which was a bit extreme, but I do get what his point is in terms of picking on the audience.
Bad crowd work is. And the thing with the getting a volunteer up, so you have to earn that. If you earn their trust, they might then come up. So, for example, I obviously don't know the gig, but that gig that you were at with 3 people, maybe being prepared that you could still do a good show without volunteers to 3 people. Well, that's essential. Maybe at some point during that show, they trust you enough that you go, let's try this. Will you come up and help me? And somebody comes up on stage. But you have to win their trust first and foremost. And you have to also be able to do it if you can't have. But one of the big things with acts that get big that becomes a problem. One of the things that I've worked with numerous acts that becomes a problem. They get people out of the audience to come up on stage. And then they get successful and they're playing big theaters where the stage is 4 foot high and the person would have to go out the back door, come in at the side of the stage to get on stage. So in your 60-seater theater, you can go, would you help me? And you can get them up in your little gig. You can just come up there. But what if they have to go, what if somebody's built an act around a volunteer and it's almost impossible to get them on stage? You have to get an usher set up to help them. Honestly, I've worked on shows with circus acts where we've been on proper big theaters where one or more of the acts has had to request that they put some stairs in at the front of the stage so they can get their volunteer up. Now, think about when people come to do your gig. Stand-ups don't often get to be able to request things. We don't often get to be able to request sound cues and lighting changes, and let alone requesting a set of stairs get brought in.
Yeah. That's the thing as well. Sometimes when I watch clown performances, they got all these music cues as well, and that's a lot of effort for some gigs.
Yeah. Great if you can get it. Terrible if you haven't prepared, if you can't get it. So one of the things, and we've got music cues in one of the circus double acts that I do, and I tend to operate them off an iPad so I can stop and start them whenever I want. I tend to operate them off the iPad. There's also a USB stick with the music on it and the cue sheet given to the sound man. If something happens, which inevitably something does happen on occasion, that the iPad doesn't work, the sound man always gets the cues wrong. Because I'm not a big enough name to be working somewhere for a week. If you were working in the same theater for a week or you took your own sound man. So it's that thing, the necessity of it becomes, we can do that without the music. We can still do a good show without the music. And we've had to do that in the past. And it's just this thing of being prepared.